So hello and welcome everyone. Welcome to Creatrix. Welcome to an academy. So in these sessions, we are going to start the communication system and we are going to study the communication system like never before. So before that, let me introduce myself. My name is Vishal Soni and I have cleared ESC examination 2 times, both times in double digit rank. And I have also served as a Group A Gazetted Officer in Indian Railways and in Indian Telecommunication Services. And I have also cleared a lot of public sector examinations. So right now I'm teaching on an academy and I really feel proud to be the part of the Unacademy team, because Unacademy is the revolution in the field of free education and in the field of affordable education. And we as a team are really looking forward for every student to just come onto the Unacademy platform. You can attend the special classes, you can come onto this YouTube channel and you can stay connected with us so that you can understand the quality education and you can understand the efforts that we are putting in, so that every student of this country, whether he stays in a village or he stays in a town, should get the access of the content, that too in a very affordable prices, and he can also or she can also clear the examination with the best possible ranks. So right now I'm teaching on Unacademy with more than 15 million watch minutes in the overall duration and 2 million watch minutes in the last 30 days. So I am right now the top educator in Unacademy across all the branches, having rank 4 right now. And you can also follow me on Unacademy on this particular link. So you can go and follow me on Unacademy. Apart from that, my advice to every student is that how should you crack the examination and what are the components to cracking the examination. So the first question that comes to the mind, that can anyone prepare from the YouTube? Yes, you can prepare from the YouTube, but you should develop or cultivate some habits in yourself. For example, you should be very much disciplined. You should arrange the extra resources. For example, the PDFs you have to arrange, the test series you have to arrange by yourself, and most importantly, that self-discipline you should be containing in yourself, so that you can be very corrective manner and you can approach the examination in the best possible manner. So all these things you have to arrange yourself. The sense of competitiveness you have to cultivate in yourself, because the audience on the YouTube are not that much of competitive in nature, or maybe you cannot feel the competition which is present right now. So all these things are the part of the journey if you want to prepare through the YouTube, or maybe if you want to prepare through the free resources. Apart from that, if you want that you should get complete content, then this is the YouTube channel. On this YouTube channel itself, all the free content are available. You just have to go to the playlist. All the subjects are completed there. You just have to go and watch all the lectures one by one. Definitely will be getting benefited. But the extra things that I have told you, that the self-discipline and the sense of competitiveness and a lot of things you have to arrange by yourself. If you are comfortable in that, then you can do that. Apart from that, you should also have an Unacademy learning app, so that the special classes you can attend. A lot of educators in this country are actually providing the special classes, that too absolutely free of cost, so that you can get the quality content in the best possible manner. Apart from that, there is also another component for you, which is Unacademy Plus. So on Unacademy Plus, what is your job? You just have to study. If you join this Unacademy Plus, you do not have to worry about the crash courses, weekly test, doubt solving sessions, the language barrier, rank improvement batches, live classes. So all these things will be taken care by the Unacademy. You just have to take the Unacademy Plus subscription and you have to come on to the Unacademy. You will be daily getting the live classes. You will be getting the crash courses. When you will be getting the crash courses? When the syllabus are completed. You will be getting the weekly test in the form of quizzes. Every fourth class is the doubt solving session, which is the major you can say the component or the major impact will be creating on your studies will be this doubt solving group. Because until and unless your doubts are not being cleared, until and unless you are not able to clear your doubts, you will never get the confidence in the subject. So once you come on to this Unacademy Plus, every fourth class is doubt solving session. Apart from that, various other doubt solving sessions are going on. So ultimately you will be getting your doubts cleared and you will gain confidence in the subject. The language barrier will not be an issue, because the batches will be running both Hindi and in English, and rank improvement batches will also be there. So all these things are the component of this Plus subscription. Once you come on to this Unacademy Plus, you do not have to be worried about your self-discipline, your competitiveness nature. Everything will be present on Unacademy, because a lot of other students will be there. Since the classes will be live, you can also watch it recorded later on. So the discipline automatically comes, because you get the idea that you will be having the daily live classes. Apart from that, there is also one Iconic subscription. In this Iconic subscription, the game changer is this personal coach. So this subscription is for them who thinks that their basics are weak, or those who are talented but they needs a continuous push. So this personal coach will be guiding you throughout your strategy. he will be giving you the study planners, you will be getting the study booster sessions. Once you will get the test, you will be getting the analytics. Analytics plays a major role in improving yourself. We as a teacher also get our analytics so that we can improve on the daily basis. So once you start getting the analytics, you will be also improving massively on the daily basis. Apart from that, there will also be the guidance for the mains once you clear the prelims, and there will also be.
Hello friends, welcome to this lecture of communication system. So in this class we will solve few problems of the quantization. Now let us read the question. It is saying that the amplitude of the random signal, so it is a random process or random signal, is uniformly distributed between -5 volt to 5 volt. It means, suppose I have a signal x of t. So this x of t signal has a random nature which is uniformly distributed between -5 to 5 volt. So now if I will draw the PDF at a particular instant, so it will look like from -5 to 5, this value becomes 1 by 10. So this value becomes your 1 by 10. Now, if the signal to quantization noise ratio is required is uniformly quantizing the signal. Uniform quantizing means the step size it is considering to be constant, which means delta it is considering to be constant. Now you can see that maybe in this question this x of t would have been passed through this quantizer, and this will be the output of the quantizer. So what you can say in this case, that this x of t or the input of the quantizer has dynamic range from -5 to 5 volt. It has dynamic range from -5 to 5 volt, and this dynamic range can be easily seen here. This is the dynamic range. Now it is saying that the step size is uniform, which means it will be taking constant step sizes of delta in order to reach from this -5 volt to +5 volt. Nothing is mentioned in the question, so obviously it would be mapping any decision level or any region at the midpoint. So if nothing is mentioned, by default you can consider it as midpoint. Here also you can say that it would be taking the step sizes of delta in order to reach from -5 to +5. So this is the basic discussion. Now we know that when the delta is constant, when your delta is constant, in that case the noise power becomes delta square by 12. Now what about the signal power? So the signal power will be the mean square value of x square t, and you know that for uniform distribution it becomes am square by 3. If you consider this as -am, this as am, so it will become 25 by 3. So we have calculated signal to noise ratio. Now signal to noise ratio becomes SNR becomes PS by PN. PS comes out to be 25 by 3. It comes out to be delta square by 12. So this can be written as 25 by delta square by 4, or it can be called as 100 by delta square. So this is the signal to noise ratio. Now in the problem, the signal to noise ratio is already mentioned in the dB. So this becomes your 43.5 dB, or this can be written as 10 log to the base 10 SNR. So from here your SNR becomes 10 to the power 4.35. So this can be written as 10 to the power 4.35 equal to 100 upon delta square. So this delta square can be written as 100 upon 10 to the power 4.35, and if you will calculate this 100 upon 4 to the power 3.5, then so it can be written as 4.466 into 10 to the power -3, and if you will take the under root of this, which means delta will become under root of 4.466 into 10 to the power minus 3, or this delta comes out to be 0.0668 volts. So this is your delta. Now let us see what is given in the option. So in the option, C option correctly matches. Now in this case, I have directly passed my signal x of t from quantizer. Maybe it would have been the case of that this x of t would have been passed through the sampler, then it would have been passed through the quantizer. So in both the cases, the dynamic range at the input of the quantizer does not change. So this analysis remains as it is. Now, let us solve the next question. So in the next question, it is saying that if the amplitude of the random signal or the random process is uniformly distributed between -5 to 5 volt, it means if I consider this random signal, then it has a random nature in which, so this random process has random nature in its amplitude, or you can say that its value is uniformly distributed between -5 to 5. So if I have to draw the PDF, then can be drawn like this. This is your, so the PDF is uniformly distributed from -5 to 5. This is your PDF. So we know that whenever we are able to draw the PDF, this x of t is given. So in this case, the random signal is uniformly distributed between -5 to 5 volt. So this signal is uniformly distributed between -5 to 5 volt, and the PDF is uniform. So I have drawn the PDF. So you can see that whenever we obtain the PDF of the signal which is at the input of the quantizer, so this will be your quantizer, this is your x cap t. So in that case, we know that this axis already represents the dynamic range of input of quantizer. So from here you can see that it is saying in this question that the positive values of the signal are uniformly distributed. So these are the values taken by the signal from -5 to +5 volt. It is saying that it is uniformly quantized with a step size of 0.05. So if you have to cover this distance from here to here, so you have to take the steps of delta 1, and the value of this delta 1 is given as 0.05. So I can say that this area, in this particular area, if I call it as A1, this particular area has constant delta as 0.05, which means if you have to cover the value from 0 to 5, so you have to take the steps of 0.05 every time, or I can say that this is the area in which this delta 1 is constant. Similarly, it is saying that the negative values are uniformly quantized with a step size of 0.1 volt. So these are the negative values. Here, in order to cover this negative value, it is taking the step sizes of 0.1 volt. So this is the 0.1 volt. It means in order to cover this range from -5 to 0, these step sizes which it is taking is the size of 0.1 volt. Or I can say that if I consider this complete area as A2, so this complete area A2 has a constant delta which is 0.1. So if you want to see it from the vertical diagram, so you can see it like this, from -5 to 0, 0 to 5. So from here you can see whenever it will cover from -5 to 0, it will take the step sizes of delta 2, which is 0.1. And when it is covering this dynamic range from 0 to 5, so it is taking the step sizes of 0.05. So we know that whenever the PDF of input of the quantizer is known, in that case this axis, this particular axis already represents the dynamic range. So this is the situation in this case. Now in the question it is asking us to calculate the signal to quantization noise ratio. So signal power is not an issue here because this signal is uniformly distributed from -5 to 5. So again the signal power will become AM square by 3, or you can write it as 5 square by 3 or 25 by 3. So this is the signal power. What will be the noise power? We know that whenever delta is constant, so the formula becomes delta 1 square by 12 into A1 plus delta 2 square by 12 into A2. So this is the formula whenever the delta is constant in a particular area and it is mapped at the midpoint. So midpoint is considered by default whenever it is not mentioned that at what region it is being mapped. So what you can do in this case, so the noise power you can calculate in this case as 0.05 whole square by 12 into what will be the area of this region. It is the half of the PDF. So half of the PDF has area always equal to 0.5. So I can write it as 1 by 2 plus what will be the area of this region. Area of this region, if you will calculate, so it will also be half because it is representing half of the PDF. So it also becomes 1 by 2 into 0.1 square by 12. So it becomes your 0.05 square plus 0.1 square by 24. So this noise power can be written as 0.05 square plus 0.1 square by 24. So noise power comes out to be 5.2 into 10 to the power minus 4. Now in the problem it is asking us to calculate signal to noise ratio. So this signal to noise ratio becomes 25 by 3 into 5.2 into 10 to the power minus 4. So this becomes 25 into 10 to the power 4 upon 3 into 5.2. So this can be written as 25 into 10 to the power 4 divided by 3. So when you will divide it, it comes out to be 16025.64. Now let me convert this in dB. So this signal to noise ratio in dB comes out to be 10 log to the base 10 PS by PM. So I can write it as 10 log to the base 10 16025.64. So this comes out to be roughly your 42 dB. So what will be the answer of this question? Let us see the options, and one option is also mentioned as 42 dB. So this will be your correct answer for this question. Now let's move on to the next question. So first of all, read this question. In this question it is saying that a random variable x with uniform density in the interval 0 to 1 is quantized as follows. So this is the random variable and this random variable is uniformly distributed between 0 to 1. So it is uniformly distributed between 0 to 1. This is 0, 1, 1. Now, in the problem it is saying that this is your quantizer and output of the quantizer it is denoting it as xq. So, the definition of the quantizer is given as that this xq is 0 when this random variable is lying between 0 to 0.3 and it is 0.7 when it is lying between 0.3 to 1. So what does it mean? It means that if you will draw the dynamic range at the input of the quantizer which is 0 to 1, so when you are considering the values from 0 to 0.3, so whenever you are considering the values from 0 to this 0.3, and this is the x max, this is your x min, and this is dynamic range of random variable x. Now, so when it is x is taking values from 0 to 0.3, it is mapping it to be 0, and when it is taking values from 0.3 to 0.1, it is mapping it to be 0.7. So if I consider these values as values of x, so this comes out to be the values of x cube. Let us see what it is asking in the problem. So in the problem it is asking root mean square value of the quantization noise. So we know that the quantization noise means the quantization ex square equal to minus infinity to infinity small x qe whole square, and we have to write the PDF. This is the PDF. We know that this quantization error means we have to calculate the difference of x minus x cube. So it basically becomes x minus x cube whole square. So this can be written as minus infinity to infinity small x minus x cube whole square, and we will write the PDF of x here because this is your random variable. So this becomes the mean square value of the quantization error. So this becomes mean square value of the quantization error. So here whenever you will choose the values of x to be from 0 to 0.3, this x remains variable but x cube becomes 0, and fx of x dx plus whenever you will choose values of x from 0.3 to 1, this x cube becomes 0.7 fx of x dx. Now as long as PDF is concerned, the value of the PDF is always 1 because it is uniformly distributed from 0 to 1, and if you are considering the value from 0 to 0.3, still it has value 1, and when you are going from 0.3 to 1, still it has value of 1. So this can be written as x equal to 0 to 0.3 x square into 1 dx plus 0.3 to 1 x minus 0.7 whole square into 1 dx. So it comes out to be your mean square. So whenever you will solve this, it comes out to be 0.039. Now in the problem we have calculated the expectation of quantization errors or the expectation of x minus x cube according to this question, and it comes out to be 0.039. So this is representing the mean square value of quantization error. In the problem it is asking us to be the root mean square value of quantization error. So it comes out to be under root of 0.039, and under root of 0.039 comes out to be 0.198 volts. So this should be the root mean square value of quantization error. Let us see if the option is given. This one option is matching. So the root mean square value becomes 0.198. Now you can see that this is the general formula in which you have written the PDF of your quantization error and this small x value and this expression, but this expression always modifies like this because this x cube you can write it as x minus x cube, and now you have to use the PDF of this particular random variable. So this we have already discussed in the theory, you can refer it from there. Now let's move on to the next problem. So this is the next problem. Now in this problem it is saying that a symmetric 3-level mid-thread quantizer is to be designed assuming equiprobable occurrence of all the quantization levels. So if the input PDF is divided into 3 regions as shown, what is the value of A? So first of all, try to understand the question that this is your quantizer, this is the random variable at the input of the quantizer, and this is the output of the quantizer. Now very clearly from here you can see that the PDF at the input of the quantizer is mentioned. So if I will draw the PDF at the input of the quantizer, so this is your x, fx of x. So this is the PDF at the input of the quantizer, and this PDF looks like this. The value is lying from -3 to -a. So this is from -3 to -a, then from -a to a, then a to 3. So it is dividing it in 3 regions. In the problem it is saying that this is your region 1 from -a to a. This is your region 1. From -3a to a, this is your second region, and this is your third region. So this region is mentioned in the problem. Now this value is also mentioned. So this value becomes, it is given in the problem as -1 and 1. So this value is -1, this value is 1 with respect to this point. And these are the 3 regions. Now you know that whenever the PDF at the input of the quantizer is mentioned, this axis always represents your dynamic range. So what will be the dynamic range? So if I will draw the vertical diagram, if somehow I draw the vertical diagram in this case, so the vertical diagram will look like this. It is your input of the quantizer, and here somewhere it will be quantizer's output. So what will be the input of the quantizer? It will lie from -3 to 3. And the region which is it is mentioning that this dynamic range is divided into 3 regions. So one is from -3 to -a, another one is from -a to a, another one is from a to 3. So these are the 3 regions mentioned. So basically this dynamic range is divided into 3 regions. So I can call this as region R1, and this will represent your step size. Similarly, this region R2, this will represent your delta 2. Similarly, this region R3, and this will represent your delta 3. Now, this is mentioned in the problem. Now, finally, it is saying that we have to assume the equiprobable occurrence of all the quantization levels. So we have to consider that all the quantization levels are equiprobable. So what are the quantization levels? Now, let us assume that it is mapping this, I guess in the second part of this question it is also given, so I should have also written it along with, but let us see. So in the problem nothing is mentioned, so what we will do, we will consider that this complete region is mapped to its midpoint. This is also mapped to its midpoint. This is also mapped to its midpoint. So it will become L1, L2, L3. Okay. Now in the problem it is saying that the probability of this quantization level, sorry, not L1, let me denote it as XQ1, XQ2, XQ3, and this quantization output has 3 levels. It has 3 levels, which means you can consider L to be 3. So basically this complete dynamic range is divided into 3 different regions, and each region as a whole is being mapped to 3 quantization levels. Now in the problem it is saying that all these 3 quantization levels are equiprobable. So first of all let us define what are these quantization levels. So if I define my XQ, so this XQ becomes XQ1 as long as X lies between -3 to -a. It becomes XQ2 as long as it lies between -a to a, and it becomes XQ3 as long as X lies between a to 3. So this is the relation. Now in the problem it is saying, let us read the problem. In this problem it is saying that assume equiprobable occurrence of all quantization levels. So what are the quantization levels? It is already saying that the quantization levels are 3 quantization levels. So if the output has 3 quantization levels and all 3 are equiprobable, which means in the problem it is given that the probability of this XQ1, the probability of this xq equal to xq1 is same as probability of xq equal to xq2, and it is same as the probability of xq equal to xq3. So if the probability of all these quantization levels are same, so what will be the probability? It will become 1 by 3. So you can write this probability of xq equal to xq1 will be same as the probability that x lies between -3 to -a. Similarly, this probability of xq equal to xq2 becomes that probability of this x lies between -a to a. Similarly, you can say this xq will become xq3 when this probability of x lies from a to 3. So whenever these three probabilities will be equal to 1 by 3, so these conditions are satisfied. So these are the probabilities of the quantization levels. So understand this question carefully, that it is saying that it has a symmetric 3-level mid-thread quantizer, and it is to be designed assuming equiprobable occurrence of all quantization levels. So first of all, what I did, first of all I identified that this x at the input of the quantizer is given. So the horizontal axis of its PDF will represent the dynamic range. So from here I picked up the dynamic range. Then dynamic range has been divided into three different regions, because at the output of this quantizer you have to obtain 3 levels. So I divided it into 3 regions, and each region is mapped at its midpoint. So I mapped each region at its midpoint. After that, it is saying that the output of the quantizer or all the quantization levels are equiprobable. So I considered that this is your quantization levels. So this quantization level can take the value of xq1 when x is lying between -3 to -a. Similarly, it can take the value of xqt when x is lying between -a to a. Similarly, it can take the value of xq3 when x is lying from a to 3. So in the similar fashion, I obtained all these three values. Now, since it was equiprobable that all the quantization levels has to be equiprobable, so what I did, I equated the probability is equal to 1 by 3, and somehow I related all these things. Now, let us see in the problem what is the height given. So if you'll see in the problem, this height is given as 1 by 4 and this height is given as 1 by 8. So in the first problem, it is asking us the probability, asking us the value of small a. So how will you calculate the value of small a? You can solve any one of these expressions, you will get the value of small a, but I will solve this one because it is easier to solve. So it is representing that probability of -a to a. So it will become -a to a fx of x dx, and this value comes out to be 1 by 3. So whenever you will go from -a to a, you can easily calculate this area. This height is your 2a. So it becomes 2a into 1 by 4. It becomes 2a into 1 by 4 equal to 1 by 3. So from here the value of a comes out to be 2 by 3. Let us see if any option is matching. So B option will be your correct option, in which the value of a becomes 2 by 3. Now let's move on to the next problem, which is related with this only. It's B part. So in the same question, it is saying that it is again having symmetrical 3-level mid-thread quantizer. It means this quantizer will generate 3 levels at its output. It means its dynamic range at the input must be divided into 3 different regions. Now it is designed assuming equiprobable occurrence of all the quantization levels. So this we have already understood. Now we have to calculate the quantization noise power for the quantization region between -a to a. So again, let me draw this PDF. So the PDF at the input of the quantizer looks like this. So it is the PDF at the input of the quantizer. So this value becomes -3. This becomes 3. Here it becomes -a. Here it becomes a. This value is 1 by 4. this value is 1 by 8. Now in the problem it is asking us to calculate the quantization noise power from minus A to A. So value of A we have already calculated as 2 by 3 in the previous part. So what will be the quantization noise power in this case? So this quantization noise power can be calculated because we know that. So we know that this we have to calculate. Now this axis will be representing your dynamic range. Now dynamic range is from minus 3 to 3, and this dynamic range has been divided into three different regions. So this is your first region, this is divided into second region, and this is your third region. We know that width of each region represents the delta. So width of this region will represent the step size, width of this region will represent the step size, and width of this region will represent the step size. So basically if you will draw the vertical diagram again, so this is dynamic range which is from minus 3 to 3. It has been divided into three different regions. So this is minus A, this is A. This region becomes your R1, this region becomes your R2, and this region becomes your R3. So basically the width of this region is delta 1, width of this region is delta 2, width of this region is delta 3. So in this case you can see that from here to here this delta 1 is the width, from here to here delta 2 is the width, from here to here delta 3 is the width. So what can I say? If I consider this complete area as A1, this complete area which is here, this area as A2, and this area as A3. So if I have to write the quantization noise power, so what I can say, in this particular area this delta 1 is constant, in this area delta 2 is constant, in this area delta 3 is constant, though in this case it is taking only one step size. If it would have been taking the multiple step sizes, then also we would be using the same formula. So what you can say, the quantization noise power becomes delta 1 square by 12 into A1 plus delta 2 square by 12 into A2 plus delta 3 square by 12 into A3. But in the problem it is asking us the quantization noise power when the region is considered from minus A to A. So from minus A to A, this will be the area, this will be the step size. So it becomes delta 2 square by 12 into A2. So what is the delta 2? Delta 2 you can calculate. This length from minus A to A will become 2A. So it becomes 2A square by 12. What will be the area of this section? The area becomes, sorry, this will be 1 by 4, this will be 1 by 8. This is 1 by 4, this is 1 by 8. So the area becomes 1 by 4 into 2A. 1 by 4 into 2A. So finally it becomes 8A cube upon 48, or you can write it as A cube by 6. Value of A you have already calculated as 2 by 3. So A cube becomes from here 8 by 6 into 27, and upon solving you can write it as 4 by 81. So from here in this section the quantization noise power or the quantization error power becomes 4 by 81. Now let's move on to the next question. In this question it is saying that the input to a 1-bit quantizer is a random variable. So this is your 1-bit quantizer, means it will have 2 decision threshold levels. So basically what you can say that this is your lambda, this is your random variable, and this is your quantized output. This is quantizer. Now it is saying that it is a 1-bit quantizer. So 1-bit quantizer means this XQ will have only 2 levels, or you can say that this complete dynamic range of X, say for example if I'm considering from x max to x min, so this complete range will be divided by only one threshold value. So this threshold value will divide this complete region. Now PDF is given as fx of x equal to 2 into e to the power minus 2x for x greater than or equal to 0, and it is 0 for x less than 0. Now let me consider that this is your quantizer's input, this will be your quantizer's output. So for the output, this will be the region R1 and this will be the region R2. So this is mapped to some value, let me call this value as xq1. This is also mapped to some value, let me call this value as xq2. Now this is 1-bit quantizer, so you will have 2 levels only. So for 2 levels you should have only one threshold value. So this threshold value divides this complete region into 2 different regions, and each region as a whole is mapped at the midpoint. Now it is saying that for output to be equal probability, the quantizer threshold should be. So what are the outputs? If I consider this to be xq, so the output becomes xq equal to x small xq1 equal to capital XQ equal to small x q2. Now this xq is equal to xq1 is equal to xq is equal to xq2. Now when you will get this xq is equal to xq1, we know that we will get it whenever this is lying from x min to lambda. So whenever this your x is lying in this region which is from x min to lambda, so in that case this xq will be xq1. Similarly, when will be this xq equal to xq2? When x is lying in this region and this region is from lambda to x max. So this is your region. Now you already know the PDF of fx. This is the PDF, so you can relate it with the PDF. So this becomes x min to lambda fx of x dx. This becomes lambda to x max fx of x dx. Now the minimum value that x can consider from here, you can see, will be 0. So it becomes 0 to lambda fx of x dx. Similarly, from here you can see that it will start from lambda. Maximum value that x can take will become infinity. So this can be written as lambda to infinity fx of x dx. So let me put the value of PDF. The value of PDF becomes 2 into e to the power minus 2x. So it becomes 0 to lambda 2 into e to the power minus 2x dx equal to lambda to infinity 2 e to the power minus 2x dx. So 2 gets cancelled out. It becomes e power minus 2x upon minus 2, and this limit exists from 0 to lambda. Similarly, it is from e power minus 2x minus 2. This exists from lambda to infinity. So minus 2 can be cancelled. So it will become e power minus 2 lambda minus 1 equal to e power minus infinity minus e power minus 2 lambda. So it can be written as e power minus 2 lambda minus 1 equal to 0 minus e power minus 2 lambda, or it can be written as 2 into e to the power minus 2 lambda equal to 1, or e power minus 2 lambda becomes half, minus 2 lambda becomes ln 1 by 2, or lambda can be written as 1 by 2 ln 2. So this ln 2 this lambda comes out to be 0.346. So this is the threshold value of the quantizer. So this is it in this lecture. More number of questions we will solve in the next lecture. Thank you.
So hopefully we have understood every concept in this class. If you have any doubt in any concept, you can let me know in the comment section. I'll try to resolve that thing. Apart from that, you can also follow me on various social media platforms. For example, you can join this Telegram group where you will be getting important notification, important updates. This is Telegram group where you can also comment, you can ask your queries, or maybe you can also suggest me for the improvement. Apart from that, this is my Unacademy profile. On this Unacademy profile, you should also follow me so that you can get the important updates of the Unacademy also, right? And this is the Notion page. You just have to type this tiny.cc/VishalGate. So you will be redirected to a page where all the special classes are arranged very systematically. तो मैंने बहुत सारे टॉपिक्स पे स्पेशल क्लास ले रखी है. फॉर एग्जाम्पल नाइक्विस्ट, फूरियर सीरीज, latches and flip flop, double integrations, okay, lot of things are there. So you will be getting all these concepts absolutely free of cost. You just have to type this in your URL, you will be redirected to that page and attend these lectures one by one. You will be getting a next level confidence in these topics that I can guarantee you. Now this is the Notion page of your YouTube, on which you will be getting the links of the YouTube. Apart from that, you will be also getting the PDFs of that particular lecture. So this is very important for you, and just you have to type http://bit.ly/gatelive. So gatelive, you just have to type it in the capital so that you can access all the lectures link and PDF arranged systematically. So if you want to attend or you want to clear the examination with the free resource, then this is the channel for you. This is the best recorded videos which has been ever made. You just have to go to that lecture, just click the link and download the PDF and start studying systematically. So we have also done this for you so that any student, whether he is sitting any part of this country, should not face the difficulty in cracking the examination, whether he can afford or he cannot. Now if you can afford, then the subscription prices are not something which you cannot pay. It is very nominal amount which you can pay, and you can just avoid all the distractions, all the time wastage which we will be doing in downloading those PDFs, arranging for the test series, and a lot of other things that you have to arrange, doubt solvings you have to arrange by yourself. If you want to avoid all those distractions in a very nominal amount, so you can go for the Unacademy Plus subscription. For 12-month subscription, you have to pay only 74 rupees per day. Apart from that, for 18-month subscription, which is the best possible subscription, you have to pay 63 rupees per day. It is even lesser than the pizzas that you order on your home. So it is that much of amount that can shape your career, that can give you the best possible rank in the examinations under the guidance of the best teachers of the country, which has been right now placed on the Unacademy. Now 24-month subscription will cost you 54 rupees per day. So these subscription amounts will give you the subscription for the desired period. Apart from that, if you are using this code, you just have to remember this code, write my name, write GATE after it. You can also write ESC after it. So you have to write my name and write ESC after it. So any one of these code, once you apply, you will be immediately getting the 10% discount. You will be getting all the features of the Unacademy. You will be getting the guidance of all the teachers present on Unacademy, and everything you will be getting that is needed to crack the examination once you are using this code. So if you think we are working hard, we are giving our best content, we are giving the free content absolutely for you guys, and everything that is needed for every student to crack the examination. So never forget to use this code whenever you are taking the subscription. So this code is very important and you have to use every time you are taking the subscription. Now those who are interested for the prices, total price amount, so let me tell you, total price is 27,225 for 12 months, 34,650 for 18, and for 24 months it is 39,600. You can also pay this by using zero cost EMI. Zero cost EMI can be paid by credit card and debit card. In debit cards, there are only Bajaj and HDFC as of now available. Okay, so the zero cost EMI means you do not have to pay anything extra. Any interest is not, you should not pay, and you have to pay this much of amount on the daily basis if you are looking for the zero cost EMI option. Apart from that, if you are coming for Iconic subscription, so Iconic mein, I have already told you that your personal coach will be the game changer. He will be he will be basically following you to give you the guidance so that you can get the success in a very short span of time. So he will be following you, he will be pushing you every time. Now once you use this coupon code, this will be costing you around 45,225, and if you are using this coupon code, write my name, GATE after it, you will be getting the 24-month subscription of Iconic in 66,600 rupees. Fine. Apart from that, every one of you should follow this GATE aspirant group. and there also some important notification always comes. Now, what are the YouTube channels that you should immediately subscribe? This Creatrix, this is the channel on which you are present. This is Unacademy Gate Questions, where previous year questions has been solved by the educators. So you'll be getting all the previous year questions video solution apart from the PDF also. This is the Electrical Junction channel, where you will be getting the important concepts of EC and electrical. And this is Engineering Pathshala, where you will be getting some practical aspect of the videos, some animated videos that will enhance your ability to think. So these are the channels which you should immediately subscribe so that you can get a better content. Fine. Now these are my some YouTube videos which I have created for you. In all of these videos will give you some motivation, guidance, content, and some strategy. So these are hand-picked videos. You can immediately follow these videos. Okay. So thank you so much. And those who are coming on this channel, immediately share all the content which is present on this channel. We are working very hard for you guys. So this is your responsibility that you should share this channel. You should subscribe this channel. Also share the link of this channel, link of the videos, link of the educator whom you follow, so that every student who is needy, they can come onto this channel and they can get the best possible rank. So all the best everyone. Let's crack it.